Oh, hi there. I'm Kyle with Our Outdoors, and today we're going to be looking at this tire. If you look at this tire, you'll notice it's pretty flat. Because of that, we're going to take the tube out, change it, and put it back on the bike. The first thing you're going to do for our bike is take the quick release lever, open it, and make sure you loosen it a little bit. That will allow it to loosen from the frame and then drop down. Once you have it most of the way loose, you're going to take the end and make sure they have that all the way out. Now that you have the quick release out, you can move the derailleur down, moving it away from the bike, which will then allow you to drop it out.
Not to do.
So in taking our tire off, we found out that it was stuck because the derailleur hanger had bent in. So now we have a part 2 about how to fix your derailleur hanger. Now to actually change the tube, we're using a number of different things. So if you look at the tubes, there's 2 general different types of tubes. There's a Presta and then a Schrader. For our tube with the Schraders, we want to make sure that we're using a Schrader when we replace it. We'll also be using tire levers to help us get the tire on and off the bike. And then we want to make sure whatever we're taking on and off, we keep in a pile next to us so that we know where it is at all times.
Yep.
To start, I'm going to start from the opposite end from where you fill up the tire. That way when you take it off, you're not fighting the nozzle. So to start, you can go ahead and get this under both levers, or both levels of the tire. And once you have that, you can use this hook on the back to take it onto a spoke, which will hold that for you as you grab your next tire lever, and then use that to work your way around the tire until eventually it just pops itself right off, and then you can just take it off. Now that you have it off, you can just simply take the tube out and then get your next tube ready to be inserted. To get your new tire ready, you're simply just going to open it up and fill it with enough air to fill the tire. Now when you put the new tube in, most places like to line up the logo on the tire with the nozzle on the tube. That way if you have a break in the tire itself, you can identify where it is along the tube. And then you simply fit it in as you go through. Alright, now that you're putting the tube back into the tire and then onto the rim, it's easiest to have the nozzle going first, and then go ahead and screw your cap onto that so it will hold it onto the tire. Now that you have that on the tire, you can go around the walls of the tire, pushing it so that it fits in. One thing you want to make sure of as you're doing this is that you don't pinch the tube with the tire, because that will cause it to pop or to leak. So as you go around finishing it, it'll get progressively harder as you get towards the end. But once you get it all in, it should sit right into place. One thing you'll want to make sure of as you're putting the tire back onto the bike is that the direction the tire is supposed to be turning is going with the way the bike will. This is important because the tread on the outside of the tire is put on a certain way to make it so you have maximum friction as you're riding. Then you'll want to inflate the tire to the recommended size onto the tube. For our tire, the maximum PSI is 50 and the minimum is 30, so we are going to fill it up to about 40 to make sure it's in that mid-range. Lastly, as you're pumping up, you want to make sure that the rim of the tire will fit into the rim on your rims. That is to make sure that there's a good seal and a good connection between the tire and the rim. We'll then go over how to put the tire onto the bike in the next video when we teach you how to put on a new derailleur hanger. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe and then comment what you'd like to see next.